So today's video, first of all, before I get into that, this is Travis. He's my firstborn son. Say hi. Say hi. Not like literally. So one thing I do want to talk about is like, when it comes to business, a lot of people want to talk about assets, right? Like, oh, like your house is an asset. Car definitely is not an asset. Crypto's an asset. Stocks are an asset. It's like stuff that appreciates in value are assets, right? Watches, etc., etc. I feel like what people miss a lot and what they overlook is that the best asset is yourself, because if you put in the work that you have to do to become a better version of yourself, you, the asset, will increase 10 times more than any house, than any watch, than any stock, than any crypto. You are literally a meme coin that Elon Musk has not tweeted about yet, if you just put in the work. I feel like a lot of people don't believe that because like it's just too good to be true. Like, no way, if I just work on myself, I'll become successful. That's literally the key. That's literally the science behind it. That's the secret key to success. Is if you work on yourself, you become the person that is a successful person. Like, you don't become a millionaire by making $1 million. You become a millionaire by becoming a millionaire type of person. That's how you become a millionaire. That's why most people that make $1 million, a lot of like a lottery, or like they just win it out of thin air, they usually lose that $1 million because they haven't become a $1 million person. If you become a $1 million person, your chances of losing that $1 million are way too slim. And if you do lose them, your chance of getting it back are even higher. I digress, but like basically what I'm saying is you have to become that person that is successful. You have to become a successful person before the success comes, if that makes sense. And I feel like we're looking for success in the wrong things. Like, us as humans, because of society, we're hardwired to think that success is hard. It's actually the opposite. Success is easier than failure. A lot of people do the hard thing expecting success, when actually success is easier than most people think. But the hard work is in becoming the person that is successful. It's not the actual thing. Like, for example, like getting rich in crypto is relatively easy. Getting rich in stocks is relatively easy. Getting rich in real estate is relatively easy. You only need a couple properties to be financially free if you do it correctly. You only need a couple good stocks to be financially free. You only need a couple good cryptos to be financially free. It's holding that crypto for a long period of time and not selling when the crypto goes down in a dip, or actually believing in the project, or believing in the stock, or not selling your real estate in the wrong time in the market because you need the money. Like, you have to become that person that is hardworking, that's stable, that doesn't let emotions override their logic. You get what I'm saying? The hard work isn't becoming that person. It's not the actual thing that makes you rich. A lot of people think that shit's too good to be true. Like, we literally resist the right answers just because of where we got the wrong answers from. Just because your dad told you something about money doesn't make it true. Your dad could be an idiot. I'm being straight up. Like, your dad could be financially stupid. I'm gonna take it literal as possible. Like, I love my parents so much. Like, they did so much for me, and they instilled very important morals in my life, but I'm not going to receive financial advice from them because my parents are not rich. That's the sad truth about it. My dad is not a millionaire. So how am I going to receive financial advice from my father, who's not a millionaire? I love him with all my heart. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, you're getting financial answers from your business teachers at your university, when none of these people at your university are millionaires. They're employees. They might have some crazy degree, but they're employees. You know what I'm saying? They're not even financially free. How are you gonna tell me how to be financially free when you're not even financially free, Mr. Professor, mother, father, brother, sister? Like, and I'm not dissing on nobody. Like, I'm just trying to put like actual logic in this stuff, because like a lot of people don't realize it. Like, if your father's a successful millionaire, then you're probably not even watching my channel, to be honest. But if your father or your mother is a successful millionaire, take all the financial literacy from them that you need. I didn't learn financial literacy till I got a bag and I messed it all up, until I fumbled the bag. That's literally what taught me my financial literacy. That's what taught me financial literacy. I went to university for 2.5 years. I learned more from making 60, 70 racks in the streets, losing it all, God humbling me, than 2.5 years at university. A lot of people think the answers are too good, the right answers are too good to be true because of where they got the wrong answers from. I get it. You love your father, you love your mother, you love your grandma, you love your grandpa. That does not make them right. And I think a lot of people need to realize that. A lot of people need to lose that bias, because that's going to keep you stuck. And a lot of people have to start believing in themselves and who they actually are, and not let anybody who's outside of them tell them who they are. Like, they're going to tell you who you are, and they're going to tell you who you're not. It costs too much to believe who you are from another person, when only two people know who you are, you and God. Nobody else knows who you are. God didn't put discernment in your life for no reason. God didn't give you a gut feeling for no reason. And a lot of people need to realize that just because you love this person, that doesn't mean they had your right intentions. If they were your family, they probably had your right intentions, but that doesn't mean they were right. Like I said, my parents are two immigrants from Colombia. I love them to death, but they're not rich people. I don't come from much. I don't Like, I don't come from a rich family. A rich family gonna come from me, but I don't come from a rich family. A rich family gonna come from me though. My mom is a housemaid, and my dad drives Uber. That's what my parents do. I love them. I'm proud of who my parents are, but I'm not going to take financial literacy and financial advice from my parents, with all the respect in the world, because they're not millionaires. You know? And if you're in that same situation, I say the same thing. Why would you do that? Like I said, a lot of people think that the right answers are too good to be true because of who you got the wrong answers from, and because of where you got the wrong answers from. Just because you're in school, you're listening to some professor tell you some BS about business, like you gotta, like, have you not realized that these business professors teaching you business don't own a business? That they're employees themselves? Like, I don't know, man. It's a twisted world, but like, the right answers are right in front of your face. The hard thing is accepting them for what they are, and how easy and simple they truly are, and becoming that person that's successful. Anyone who's successful spent months or years becoming that successful person, like physically and mentally, right? And then God blessed them with everything that came after, the money, the trips, and all that. And it's a shift in focus, and it's a shift in state. It's like, for me, it was like, I believe in God. Like, Jesus died for my sins, so I believe in Jesus, and it was accepting Him that made me become more successful in life legally, because I was successful illegally, but that's a whole other story that we'll talk about another time. Successful people spend 10 times more time preparing than they do performing, right? Because, for example, like Michael Jordan spent years training basketball, but the games are only an hour long. Like, the amount of time he spent training is 10 times, 15 times more than he spent playing an actual game. More time preparing, 10 times more time preparing than they did performing. And that's what you have to shift your focus to. Like, one thing that I shifted my focus is I don't make money to pay my bills. A lot of people, that's what keeps a lot of people broke, is that they think of money as something that pays their bills. Like, how are you gonna look at money as something like, oh, I need money to pay my bills? Huh? Like, no wonder you're broke, bro. Like, because you're not thinking about anything bigger than that. I need $2,000 to cover rent, to cover food, to cover my phone bill, to cover my dog expenses. Like, why? If you shift the way you look at money, you'll be 10 times more wealthy. Like, when you think of money just to pay bills, you stop thinking of investing in assets, because asset, you put money into it and your bank account goes down at the beginning, and then later on your bank account goes up passively, right? But a lot of people don't like investing in assets, because immediately their bank account goes down, so they think they're broke because they bought a house or a multi-family building, or they're broke because they just bought some crypto, or they're broke because they bought an asset. Like, a lot of people don't even have that patience, and that's what all ties down to becoming that person. It all ties down to having that patience. It all ties down to having that understanding, having financial literacy. Like, I can't stress this enough, bro. You have to become the person that does the things, that ends up getting blessed by the things that they do. Become the person that is successful. Learn the things that you have to learn. Do the things that you gotta do consistently, day in and day out. Like, don't even rely on motivation. Like, I didn't want to make a video today. Yeah, I'm here making a video because I have a vision. I didn't want to work my business this morning. I worked on my business this morning. I didn't want to go to church this morning. I went at 9 a.m. earliest session, earliest sermon. See, you have to do the things no matter how unmotivated you feel like. It's called discipline. And I know you hear this, all discipline is more important than motivation. Like, they're not lying. Like, discipline is 10 times more important than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Discipline is a character trait. Discipline is something that stays within you. How bad do you want it? Like, how bad do you want this shit? I mean, dead ass, bro. How bad do you want this shit? Because there was nights where I'd cry in prayer, praying to God, like, get me out of this shit. All he would tell me is like, I can get you out, but you need to take the first couple steps. Like, that couldn't be closer to the truth. Moral of the story: stop thinking being successful is hard. The only thing that's close to being hard, which isn't even that hard, it's a decision you make more often, is becoming that person that will be successful, and everything else will follow. If you become that person that is successful and you do it on a consistent basis, everything else will follow. God will bless you with the abundance that He is, because He is an abundant God. He's a God of abundance, and He created you in His image. Don't ever forget that. So if you work and do His will on earth, you will be a successful child of God. So stop doing things the hard way. Become the person that is successful, and success will flow like water. I promise you, it'll be the easiest thing ever. It will flow like water. And the reason I don't want you doing the hard thing is because you will just be exhausted. And your opportunity will come. Opportunity will come, and if you're not prepared, it will expose you. And if you're prepared, it will propel you to the next level. So just stay diligent, keep on working hard. I promise you, if you become that person mentally and physically that is successful, you cannot not succeed. I promise you. Anyways, in your work, Kevin and Trav, I'll see you in a bit. Yeah.